Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm gonna show you how I created from scratch this design here. This design is all about the collection that I'm starting to make, which basically just gets some different natural elements from all around the world. This is the first piece, and I talk about a flower which particularly grows in the mountains, and it should be pretty rare and difficult to find. Let's get this tutorial going, since I'm gonna show you step by step how to recreate it in Photoshop. Let's go. Here we are in Photoshop, guys. So what I want to do for this graphic is basically, as I said before, it's just the first collection piece of this kind of project where I'm gonna just add different elements of the earth. So perhaps in this case is a flower into my design. So in this case, as I said before, it's a flower which can be found in the mountains, and I'm gonna use it for two main reasons. The first one is that I've seen a really similar design made with this flower here on Pinterest, and the second thing is that I really wanted to just use this flower here since it's really rare and I just like the shape of it. So what I'm doing here now in Photoshop is that I'm outlining the background, just separating the background from the actual flower using the pen tool. And I will need to point by point select all the outline of the flower. I made a video where I talk specifically on how to do so, but I think it's really easy to understand. You just gotta trace the lines and the border of the main subject, so in this case the flower. So now we are going to refine the flower in different ways. The first one is to remove some imperfections, such as that red dot there, plus some leaves of the nearby other plants, and I'm gonna just retouch a bit the border of the outline of the flower and make it more light colored in a way, and I think I really like it, and I really made a really nice graphic. Afterwards, I added a threshold effect. What's a threshold effect? Well, simply put in a simple way, it's basically a way of turning images into black and white images, basically. So only two colors. In a way, they can be seen as a vector shape type of design. And then I added a gradient map over it. I chose two colors, black and orange. Afterwards, I searched the term in English for this type of flower, since I knew only the Italian version since I'm Italian, and added it in the middle, just because I want to just make it sure that everybody understands the kind of idea I wanted to follow with this flower here. And so I just decided to put the name of the flower in big, and then underlined with a circle, which is a more tilted and distorted circle, just to make it really nice and coherent. Otherwise, I would have needed to just put a square, but I wanted it to put a circle, since I prefer circles over squares, just because the graphic will be more curved, and I like a curved graphic, which complements the sharp edges of the flower. And afterwards, what I did is that I chose two main fonts for this design. So the first font will be the usual Global Mind Studios font. If you don't know already, I use the Monument Extended font. I really like it because it's just my OG font. Then the second font is another font that I found on the Adobe library. I forgot the name, but if you just look while I'm editing the font, if you look on the top left of Photoshop, you'll see the name. Afterwards, I started the second or third type of text element, which focuses on creating a circle and the tilted type of text, which has all the information for this flower, which has basically some basic information about the flower and how the flower can adapt, and in general some smart and cool information about the flower, since in my designs I want even to include some interesting facts about the actual flower. And otherwise it would have been just what I want to say is that I want to add some concept behind it and not just the visual part. Afterwards, I started creating a type of postcard just to add it on the left. I added in the postcard this sphere here, which is just a globe, a 3D globe, and then I just tried adding other facts. So now I think I'm starting to analyze. I will start to analyze the more interesting part for you guys. So how can you replicate something like this in Photoshop? So just to revise what I did so far. Step 1, get the main subject. It can be anything. In this case I chose a flower. You could use the same flower or even just other types of flowers or whatever you want. Could be a butterfly, skeletons, angels in terms of streetwear type of design. I'm just saying some streetwear elements which work really, let's say, which are really seen in the streetwear scene. So you could use flowers, butterflies, even globes, everything you want. Then add a threshold effect over it just to make the graphic more on a 2-color scheme, and afterwards add the gradient map with 2 colors. The first color will be the color of the actual garment, and the second one will be the color which will color the flower in my case, or the other things, other elements in your case, and it will be the, let's say, more vibrant color. And I think that regarding the type of structure, the bottom line structure of this design, we're basically done. Afterwards you will need to add some sort of title, description, sub-description, and even some other facts, maybe of your brand, or I don't know, you can just decide whatever you want to put. So in the case of the flower, afterwards I even added another threshold effect over another image of the same flower, just because I wanted it to just be more factual with more information rather than just creating a random design. So I did the same thing, and then I removed the background of it, and as you can see I just added some other logos of my clothing brand, which my clothing brand is called Global Mind Studios, and so I decided to add with a curved font, with a curved feature in Photoshop, my name of my clothing brand with some different distortions just to make it more nice. Afterwards I think we are basically done. This was a really super easy and fun design to do. If you want this t-shirt mock-up, just click the link in the description. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.